Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining. I'm Martin Vieira. I'm national contact point for Malta for the framework Horizon Europe framework program at the Malta Council for Science and Technology. And today I'm going to be presenting an overview of all the programs, both at the national level as well as the European level, and the opportunities to fund innovation for tech companies. So just to start, the Malta Council for Science and Technology, it's a government entity established in 1988 and has a mission to support research, development, and innovation in Malta, as well as improving international cooperation in these areas. It has 4 technical units. First, the Policy and Strategy Unit, which advises the government on research, development, and innovation policy and strategy, as well as feeding in other strategic issues like the Smart Specialization Strategy, which is out very recently. Then we have the R&I Unit. The R&I Unit is the National Innovation Support Program Unit. We have the Internationalization Unit, who supports international programs and cooperation. And finally, the Framework Program Unit, where I work, and here we deal with EU programs under Horizon Europe. So just before getting into the programs, I just wanted to show you this graph. The idea is whenever we are trying to innovate or to develop a technology, there's different stages of research and of readiness. And so this is kind of a useful graph to have in mind. The idea that both at the national level and at the EU level is that there should be funds to support any level of technological readiness. So even if you're doing basic research or you're further along in the applied research section, or you're more in a stage of technology development, having your, let's say, your science already proven, or the scale up and commercialization part. So the idea is that there are different stakeholders that are involved and different funding as well, facilities. But the idea is that no matter where you are on this graph, there will be something to support you. So I encourage you to get in touch if you see anything that you think could be relevant for you. So first, I'll give a very quick overview of the R&I unit funding programs. They have a series of functions, as I mentioned. The networking objective is financed through the IPAS program, which just closed. I'll talk a bit more about it. And here the idea is to support collaboration between Maltese entities and foreign research counterparts. Then we have a series of funds for basic research. So the idea is to fund early stage, high risk, innovative research. And finally, later stage funds for applied research or developmental research. And so all these are national funds, and as such have some, let's say, some limitations as to how much support you can receive from state aid, which is about, I think, 200,000 over 3 years. But if you already received a grant and so on, we can help you understand how the timing is and so on. So I'm going to highlight just a couple of these programs and then move on to the Framework Program Unit, so Horizon Europe. So for IPAS, it's very interesting because it can be kind of a starting level grant. So all of these programs I mentioned are grants. So it's say once you get it, you don't have to refund it. So it's very attractive. And under IPAS, there are 2 options. Option A is for opportunities for collaborative initiatives between Maltese entities and at least one foreign entity of proven track record of excellent experience. This means you want to develop a collaborative project with a German partner, but you need to fly there. You need to meet with the partner after an initial exchange. So you can, for a specific project, to develop a technology. And so here you can apply under option A to get some funds to implement those activities. And option B is if you are a Maltese entity and you want to submit to a Horizon Europe proposal as a coordinator. And so in that case, you can apply for option B, and option B will allow you to engage a service provider to support you in this process. So each option can receive a funding of about 6,000 euros and will have a call launch in September 22. And here, the Fusion program is composed of several, let's say, funds. The idea as well is to kind of accompany all the stages of research and development. So we have the Research Excellence Program. This is bottom up and early stage. So for very basic research, wanting to prove a concept, for instance. Then we have the commercialization voucher program. So if we can imagine that you've proven your technology and the science behind it, and you need to check the state of the IP for similar ideas or competing ideas. And so this helps you to do a feasibility study and a commercialization study, as well as checking support with checking current IP in that area. And then once you have, let's say, that stage completed, there is the technological development program. And so this is more of an applied research, feasibility assessment, and collaboration with other actors to commercialize, to get to that point where the product can be sold. This technological development program is over 2 years, but to adapt to market needs, they've also developed a light program. So it's a bit faster and it's a bit shorter term. It's just for 1 year. And then, of course, we have other special programs which are thematic and might only run once, like the infectious disease programs. So that was conceived for during the COVID crisis. There's also sorry, I seem to have a problem with the slide. Okay, yes, a Space Research Fund, as well as other support schemes. So we have the Excellence Research ERC support scheme. So this is a Horizon Europe scheme. The idea is that you can get some support to develop a proposal for this excellent science European grant. This is a similar scheme to the EIC support scheme, is the European Innovation Council. I will talk about this in a bit. And here again, the support, you can apply for it so that you can get a grant to hire someone to help you with your proposal development. There's also a postdoctoral fellowship training scheme for incoming postdocs to Malta. And the internationalization department has, among others, these two programs in collaboration with Turkey and China. On specific themes. I think with the TÜBİTAK with Turkey, it's on agriculture, and the last one with China was on maritime technologies, but I think that changes every year. And in any case, you can access the details on the MCST website, clicking on funding opportunities. So the RNI program and all the MCST national programs are indeed very interesting and attractive programs, but of course they're not the only ones. We have also another layer of support for innovation, Horizon Europe. Horizon Europe is a relatively new program. It was launched as a transition from the previous innovation scheme a couple of years ago. It managed to secure very significant funding, around 100 million euros for the period 2021-2027. So there's a lot of ways that they can support both research development, but as well, and here I think it's more in line with what the participants are looking for: support for SMEs and commercial innovation, really the innovation part. So how do we get a product to market and so on. I will get into very quickly some of the details of the program, and then I want to give you an overview of some of the actual tools that you can use to explore these opportunities. So Pillar one of the program is excellent science. The idea is to drive scientific excellence and support the EU's position as a world leader in science. So here is more about basic research, supporting researchers themselves, and as well the places where they do research, so labs and so on. We have the European Research Council. They support top researchers from anywhere in the world to work in Europe. So it does have an international aspect to it, which is, part of what the EU tries to promote. And it's a bottom-up approach. So the only criterion is scientific excellence. So if you're a researcher and you're doing some groundbreaking science, you can apply and you will be judged on the science itself. So, are the ideas breakthrough or very novel? Then we have Marie Curie Skłodowska's Curie Actions. So this again supports researchers, so from all over the world to do research in Europe at all stages of the career, with a focus on them getting more training, more skills, and developing their career. It also supports the institutions, so universities and so on, that through excellent doctoral and postdoctoral programs and collaborative projects. And also they try to foster cooperation of academia with industry, SMEs, and the public sector. And finally, a third leg of this program, of this pillar, is research infrastructure. The idea is to support the development, upgrading, and consolidation of excellent pan-European research infrastructures and to enable access to digital resources and data processing. So this is very much focused on the basic research. Pillar 2, in fact, is quite different because it's not targeted to just excellent science, but the excellent science needs to be connected to something, and these are the global challenges and European industrial competitiveness. We want to support the creation and diffusion of high quality new knowledge, technologies, and sustainable solutions, and to reinforce the European industrial competitiveness, strengthen the impact of R&I, and support the uptake of innovative solutions. So it's not only about developing new technologies, but also how do these technologies interact with society and are adopted and help us address these global challenges. There's a number of thematic clusters, as they call them, and each cluster will have calls for proposals in more or less specific themes. Here I highlighted the clusters which I think are perhaps most relevant for you, although the Internet of Things, of course, can contribute to pretty much anything. It depends on the application and so on, but I think the clusters of culture, creativity, and inclusive society, civil security for society, digital, industry, and space are the most relevant. So if you want to look for opportunities, that's where I would look first. And then we have also health, climate, energy, and mobility, food, bioeconomy, natural resources, agriculture, and environment. Okay, and finally we have pillar 3, which is innovative Europe, and here is about supporting and connecting innovators across Europe. We're talking about how do we use this scientific excellence and these all this knowledge we have to commercialize, having technologies that can be turned into reality for citizens. It's composed of 3 pillars. The first, and it's the most important one, the European Innovation Council, basically targets SMEs, but also consortiums around these private innovators. And they have support for all stages of technological development. We have a Pathfinder program, which funds basic research, so technological research levels 1 to 4. The transition, which is more about consolidating the technology, developing it so into a functional prototype, that's transition. And then the accelerator, which is more about the scale up and commercialization. So this is a very interesting instrument that looks for really breakthrough ideas and to help them bring to market. Then we have EIT, European Institute of Innovation and Technology. This is really, there's 2 of them in Malta. I'll show you in a bit. Basically, it supports partnerships between higher education, research, public and private actors to create innovation communities for pressing global challenges. And then finally, we have European innovation ecosystems. These are call for proposals that basically require the collaboration between different innovation support entities to make the innovation ecosystems in each country and within Europe more friendly to companies. So, that they have the right financing at the right time, that they can get the right connections and so on. And so regarding EIT, there's 2 EITs in Malta, EIT Climate KIC. KIC is Knowledge and Innovation Community. And there's also the EIT Urban Mobility. So these are partnerships between an academic institution and private sector and public sector. And basically they co-create activities that try to address these challenges. And of course, if you have something relevant to bring to the table to either an idea in climate or in urban mobility, I do encourage you to check out their websites or the social media and get in touch with them to see how you might be able to collaborate in their opportunities. One last thing I will mention is Europe Enterprise Network. This is the largest business network in Europe. It has a lot of companies, experts, and basically it allows you to offer your expertise or your products or request for expertise or products, and that will help you kind of make those international connections, which are very, very important throughout all the stages of innovation and as well for commercialization. There's a number of websites you should have a look at, Malta Council for Science and Technology, but also the Funding and Tenders portal. If you look for that in Google, you will find it very, very easily as the first result. Europe Enterprise Network as well, or as well, you can contact me or one of the national contact points that you can find on the NCST website. I'm going to ask if there are any burning questions at the moment. And if not, I will take the last 3 minutes I have just to show you a bit these tools and how we can use them. So here I've went in the Funding and Tenders portal and did a quick search for Internet of Things. Here I have all sorts of calls. We have all these calls which are closed, but it can still be useful if you find something that's very relevant, but it's closed. You can always highlight this this specific call for proposals to the national contact point, and that will help us find an appropriate opportunity for you. And you have, of course, open or forthcoming opportunities. So you can click on each opportunity and it will give you a bit more details about what they are expecting. And of course, if you're new to all this, you might not want to, go and start to coordinate a multi-million euro project. It might be very difficult for you. So something you can do, you can always look for partners. You can always view the partners that registered interest on each opportunity page. And so this allows you to reach out to a specific partner to say, oh, actually, I'm interested in participating. Would you be willing to that we join the consortium that you're creating? Or you can register your profile just saying, where we have this and this XYZ service. If you want to contact us for this proposal, please do. And then Enterprise Europe Network is very useful to look and find partnership opportunities. It's quite simple. You just go onto partnership opportunities on the website, and you can do a text search here too. I searched for Internet of Things, and I found 66 opportunities. So it can be either people looking for expertise or offering their expertise. So here you can register your profile and offer your expertise or say what you're looking for. So I realize it's a lot of content. I had to cover a bit of everything though. And what I encourage you to do is to to get on this on the internet and explore these tools. And of course, visit our website, and here you'll find all our contact details, and reach out to us if you want to find out more about any of these programs.
Thank you, Martin, for that very interesting presentation. As Martin said, there are a lot of interesting opportunities for companies to avail themselves of. So I do encourage you to make use of these opportunities. And I strongly urge you, if you have any questions, feel free. I'm going to also, Martin actually pasted here on the chat his email address, so feel free to reach out to Martin, and he will be obviously very happy to get back to you. Martin, thank you. Thank you for all the attendees for attending today's session, and we wish you that you enjoy the rest of the Valitelec Summit. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Bye.